All right, welcome back to the channel. We're here on another Monday evening and we are going to start to sand 1000 grit this driver's side behind me. Like I said, we got a lot going on this week. Hopefully we'll be able to get everything done and get it completed. On the other side, I ran into a slight difficulty with the rear cab up in this area right here. For the clear, again, like I said, new clear, trying it, supposed to be more resilient, but had to repaint the bed if you remember. But now I'm gonna have to repaint the side of the cab. Hopefully all that will go as planned and I'll be able to get it done with enough time to sand and buff it again. If not, then we'll contact the customer and see what he wants to do. As of right now, he's up to date currently, but like I said, we're going to try and get this driver's side sanded. This here's already been hit with 1000 dry. I'm still waiting. I put white guy coat on it, still waiting to get my 2000 wet on it. I need to go over this with 1000 and the front fender and do the same thing like you did on the other side, like you saw me do on the other side. So stick around, sit tight. We're gonna try and make it happen tonight. All right, so that's 1000 grit, dry sand with a DA all over the whole side of the cab. Now I'm gonna do 2000 wet and see if I can't get the guy coat off of it, and then we'll go back over it with 5000 just like we did the other side, and let's see what this side looks like.
FAYZED music.
Back, we're gonna get you caught up real quick. So we have officially polished the entire bed, cab, whole 9 yards in #1 compound so far. This side over here turned out to be okay. I think you guys saw that. It's been this is the beginning of a new week. I still got to do the uppers of the door with my little hand polisher, but everything else seemed to turn out fairly decent, right? All right, this is where we encountered a problem over here on the passenger side. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I'm gonna try and attempt to show it to you. So right here on this passenger side, there's a lot of dust on it from where I've been polishing. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this right here, there's a section here, down into here, and then there's some splotchiness over here in this area. So what's happened is this area up here, I believe it's where the clear coat has started bubbling like we had on the bed. If you remember, the bed did the same thing. I had to resand the bed all the way back down, re-clear it, repaint it, everything else. So here's what we're going to do to this side. I'm going to take 1000 grit all the way down to a breaking point, spray this, spray the back corner of this cab all the way around through here, spray this whole side all the way down to that breaking point right there, if I can get away with it. If not, I'm gonna go all the way down to the bottom. We'll just have to see how it turns out. I'm gonna have to sand this with 1000 now. I gotta sand this with 1000, tape it up, soft edge it, back mask it, the whole 9 yards, to try and get the edge as soft as possible, and then I can paint it hopefully tomorrow, clear it, and then get it drying to where I can sand it and polish it again. And hopefully that takes care of the splotchiness up here in the top, right? If it doesn't, then I'll have to sand it all back down, redo it all over again. Let's hope that it doesn't go that route. So as you can see on the bed, I've got a little bit of a line right here that's just compound. I've got to get it off. It will come off with a little bit of water and a little bit of elbow grease, I promise. It's coming off with me scratching it just a little bit, but like I said, that's just the high grit number 1 that I used on the bed. I did not use that on the cab, and as you can see, this is just a chemical cut on the cab, and you can see where it didn't quite get all the way in, but I actually stopped on this whenever I saw those places there stand out pretty prominent. So other than that, like I said, still got to do the rest of this door here, but everything else has been number 1. I need to wash the whole thing, number 2 and 3 compound on all of it, and then it will be ready to be finished, put back together, final put back together. I got a problem with this window. It rolled up, but it doesn't want to roll back down, so I'm trying to diagnose it to see if it's the actual window regulator or if it's something in the ground or wiring that has lost connection, because this thing's been unplugged from the batteries for a while, and just want to make sure that everything's connected right. So stick around with me. Let's sand this with 1000. Let's get it taped up and let's see what we can do. Okay. All right, first off, I'm gonna hit it with some wax and grease remover just to get some of this dust off and clean up some of this residue. So all right, so now you can see it a little bit better. Like I said, you can see those spots right there. Like I said, there's some right in that area, all the way down basically. It's all the way down in here, right along this area here. And like I said, it's just where the clear coat started to run, I'm guessing. There's a whole bunch of bubbles here, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense as to why the clear would do that whenever it runs like that or gets ready to run, because all of the other manufacturers of clear, none of those have done it to me before, and none of the rest of these panels have anything like that on them that I can tell anyhow. Everything else is clear. It's just that this one particular panel here. So unfortunately for me, that's the nature of the game, and that's what we're finding out. And again, I don't recommend the clear that I used, which is Tamco Clear 4100 series. It could have been my fault. I'm not saying it's theirs, but I am saying that any other clear that I've ever shot before has never caused or had this effect on paint. Usually after you sand it, you can sand the run out, no problem, and then you can simply clear back over it. But with this, typically you can't just clear back over it. You have to sand it below that point. So like I said, all right, now that we got that done, let's hit it with some 1000 grit and see if we can get this sanded. I'm gonna try and stay away from my lines as much as I can and see what I can do. I may have to go up to them, but I'm trying to create a soft edge again. That way I don't have to sand and polish it as much as I would if I didn't create that soft line. So let me get some tape and some paper, and we'll go ahead and mask up what we want, and then we will go ahead and start sanding. Alright, so we pretty well got it taped up. Got the line up there all the way around the window. Got the inside of the doors taped up. Like I said, just partially, because I'm going to be masking off everything else with plastic. I got my soft edge Get you down here where you can see it. Got my soft edge down here on the bottom, made out of tape. I've got a soft edge here in between the cab and the bed, all the way back, soft edge back to this body line back here. And then if you look up, like I said, I've got my line taped all the way down here. So I'll be painting this whole cab corner all the way around, all the way down to that line right there. And we're going to see how that goes. If I need to, I can blend that line down into the other, but I really think that this here won't hurt it as bad. So I'll be able to possibly sand it and get it back where it needs to be, hopefully. We're going to try it. So let me get some sandpaper and we'll get to sanding. And then okay, we're all sanded and prepped. All of the edges are sanded. I just got to go over it with wax and grease remover one more time. Spray a coat of adhesion promoter on this thing. And let's try and get this sprayed and see what happens, right? I got a little bit more right here that I need to hit because I still see some areas in there, but like I said, overall I think I've pretty well got everything hitting 1,000 again. So like I said, I'll scuff it one more time, spray some adhesion promoter on it, and we should be good to go. Okay, adhesion promoter's on, and we're going to shoot a couple coats of this on so we can get it right. First coat of clear. Okay, third coat of clear on it. Alright, here's the fourth coat. Okay, fifth and final coat. Okay, here it is untaped. Orange peel, trash, you name it, it's in it. Pretty big piece right there. We'll try and get it out. We'll see what we can do. May not all come out, I don't know. We'll get it. And we'll sand and buff it. Let it dry a couple days. Sand it with 1000. Let it air out for a couple more. And then we'll buff it. This will be the last part that we buff, I guess. So, but like I said, it got all of that white that was up there. We covered it. Covered all of it that's here. We'll see what it looks like when we get it sanded and buffed. Alright, so we've been moving pretty fast on this thing. Hadn't been bringing you along, and I apologize for that. I've been trying to consciously keep up with everything and get it back in its place. So what we've had going on so far, I have sanded the top with 1000 grit. I have completely washed the truck front to back. Got the gas caps back on it. Still need to bolt them in. Tailgate's back on it. Beds on it like you saw before. I untaped everything so that I could wash it. Got all of the compound off of it. And now I still have just a little bit more to sand 1000 on the center of the top of the cab. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Then I'll go ahead and white guide coat it, sand it with 2000 wet, and then we'll go back over it with 5000 before we buff it. I need to sand the entirety of the passenger side cab corner that we painted, that you saw. Need to get it with 1000 and guide coat it 2000, 5000 tonight. I need to try and buff it, buff the top, and buff the entire bed itself and tailgate with the #1 compound that does not have grit in it. Because what's happened is, what I used before was a cutting compound, and we want to melt everything back together. We don't want to cut it anymore. So got a couple more places on the doors that I still need to buff. All of that going on. I'm gonna have to retape some things, and then we'll get the sanding. But I'm gonna go ahead and sand first. I'll retape before I buff so that I don't get compound over everything. And like I said, I just need to go ahead and get that top sanded and the passenger side rear quarter sanded. So yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna bring you along, because like I said, it's super boring. I may set you up in the back just so you can see the last little bit that I'm doing before I go over it with 2000, and that way you can see. I did get the hole for the 5th wheel hitch fixed, where it's cut out where it needs to be, and the holes for the tie down bolts that are spring loaded. Got all them cut out the way that they need to be cut out. So now I just need to touch up some of the bed liner on it, because whenever I had to trim around that 5th wheel hitch to get equal spacing around it, I did cut some of the bed liner coating off just around the very edge of that opening. So I'm gonna mix up a little bit of bed liner to put back on it. That way it's all coated and covered so it won't rust. And I think that's it. So I'm gonna set you up back here in the back and let you see what I'm doing, and hopefully we can get things moving tonight. It's Friday, gonna be a long night tonight again. I was here till well after midnight last night, washing, sanding what I sanded on top of the cab. Customer is planning on picking it up next Sunday, so a week from this week basically, and there's still a lot to do. I think we can do it. We're trying to work out our schedules so that maybe we can, he might be able to afford me another week possibly, just with everything that's went on. We'll see. I just wanted that in my back pocket just in case, but I'm gonna push through and see everything that I can do to get it done this week anyhow, or this upcoming week, so that way it's ready to go when I originally told him it would be. Because I know he's tired of me pushing it off, I'm tired of pushing it off, and it just needs to get going. So that's where we're at. Let me set you up. I'm gonna finish sanding, then we'll white guide coat it, sand all it off to get the 1000 grits out, scratches out, and then we'll 5000 it, and then I'll start working on the rear quarter of the cab. So let's see what we can do tonight. So we got cab corner done, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. Got the whole top of the roof done, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. And now it's just a matter of buffing it out. You can see the reflection pretty good in it. I think it'll be okay. I think it'll turn out all right. So we're going to end up waiting and doing that first of the week. Started sanding the cowl up here. Hadn't quite figured out if I'm going to sand all of it or just the sides here. We'll just have to see what happens. But that's where we at. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll bring you some more on the next time. Peace.